Hello everybody, welcome. This is Brett with ChamSys. Welcome to another Training Tuesday, the last, I believe, in our series of QuickQ that we've been doing for this month. So on this one we're going to talk about transporting a show file kind of both ways, from QuickQ into MagicQ and from MagicQ back into QuickQ, because as you know, or as you might not know, the show files are compatible for both systems. There are some caveats because each system is a little bit different from each other, so there are some things you have to kind of just remember, but for the most part you can take a show file from either system and open it up in the other. MagicQ to QuickQ, QuickQ to MagicQ. So here we have a QuickQ show file. It's an amended QuickQ demo show file, really is all it is. We're in QuickQ 20 mode, so the biggest thing to remember is really kind of the amount of universes that you have. So remember, depending on whether you're on a QuickQ 10, 20, or 30, you're locked down to the number of universes you have for that console. So here we have 2 universes, and that's it. So I pretty much had to take our full QuickQ demo show and pare it down to just 2 universes. There's even less than 2 universes in here, but just to get enough fixtures in here so that we can go back and forth fairly easily. So in here, all we have are some LECOs. These are just standard 1-channel fixtures, some LED pars, both in the air and then on the ground, and then these here on the ground, and some spots. These are all from our normal demo show. So we got 12 spots and then a bunch of pars and stuff like that. I've programmed some stuff in here. Some of this is from the demo show itself. This one is from the MagicQ demo show. Here's a 4-step chase, which is just going to be 4 palettes. So our in, fan out, the out up, and the X palette with, and then another single palette, look 1, with a bunch of colors. So really all this is a chase. A couple things to think about. In QuickQ programs a little bit differently than MagicQ. So you want to remember that when you're going back and forth between the 2 pieces of software or hardware, if you're using consoles and stuff. So little things like you don't have the level of control when you get into QuickQ that you do in MagicQ. So there are certain things that I can change in MagicQ that I won't be able to change. So I have to think about that ahead of time. For example, making effects in QuickQ without intensity. So here's an effect in QuickQ with intensity. It's a circle effect. But here is an effect in QuickQ without intensity, and there's a specific reason we do that in QuickQ. In MagicQ, it's not as big a deal because I can always go into faders and edit faders, playback options and things after the fact. With QuickQ, I can't do that. So I have to kind of know how to work QuickQ. So for example, if I take this, actually, you know what, let's take a static look like this. If I use this one here, because it has intensity, it's going to snap into the movement. It's going to snap into the effect, the circle effect. With this one, because I did not include intensity, I have control. I have LTP control. I can use this as an IPCB fader. I can use it as an LTP fader because I didn't include intensity. Now in MagicQ, I could do that in a different way. We can talk about that when we show it. But if I'm just going from QuickQ, then I want to think about that. Also, if I'm going to program this in MagicQ, I can program it in a way that's helpful for me. So in MagicQ, I can make a circle here and not include intensity, and then it will work for me in the correct way that I want it to. I'll do a tilt one here on fader 4. We'll try that. So really the process for getting it from one system to the other is just backing it up to a USB. That's the easiest way by far to do it. So if I come in here, I have my show file. First thing I would do really would be to save my show. I'm going to call it something different just so that way we can have a different name. So right now it's called TT December. Let's for Training Tuesday. let's save the show. Oh, no, let's save show as, and we'll call it something different. We'll call it actually December 1st, training twos. And we'll save that. So that's now our new name, December Training Tuesday, or twos. Next thing I want to do is save it to my USB stick. So again, back in files, back up to USB. I have a USB already in my PC, so I'm just going to save. It is saved to my USB stick, so I'm done there. So now I have an instance of MagicQ running as well here in the background. Now this is a completely different show file. It's just a show file of a customer or client that we were working on. So I'm going to load up now the new show file. So setup, load show, go to my USB drive. I could have taken the show file and I could take it from my USB and put it in my show folder, but much easier just to go ahead and, of course, USB drive. And then there it is, December Training Tuesday. Tap on it. I can give it a new name. I'm going to give it the same name. Returns, that updates my name. And then now here's my show file with everything that I had. Now, if you remember in my, I'm going to just reduce this for a minute. Here we've got front of house wash. Then we have spot static. And then we have a 4-step chase that I made here in QuickQ. And then we have just our circle, and then circle without intensity. And this is a minus intensity effect. So we're not going to see anything unless we have intensity up. But if I bring this up, this is a minus intensity effect. This was created in MagicQ, not in QuickQ, but just to show you that you can create something in MagicQ, bring it in, and it will work. We don't have the ability to do a minus when you go make the effect in QuickQ here. I don't have the ability to make this a minus effect, but in MagicQ I can. Save it, bring it in here, and it works. And then here we have, again, an effect with no intensity, and then this is just intensity. This is just intensity for my pars, and this is the effect. The reason, again, in QuickQ to have an effect with no intensity is so that you can blend it in. It works via LTP. If I had intensity in this one, then this effect would just snap on. If I were to come in here, let's make another one, do the same exact effect. We'll take, we could take them all, but yeah, we might as well take them all. And go to color, go to effects, go to 2-color, select palettes, red and green, I believe is what I used. We'll take the crossfade down, and that's about it. I can do center in, center out, whatever. Okay, I can change, update. Now, the question is, I don't have any intensity in here, so let's go back home, give them intensity, and then record it here. So now the difference between this, which has no intensity, and this, which does, you see how this one comes up. If I have my lights on already, this one blends in, whereas this one snaps. As soon as I get that above 1%, you see it snaps in. I don't have any choice about that. Okay? But since we just did this, let's go ahead and re-record our USB. Backup show to USB. Training Tuesday, yes. Save. Now with a new Q8. Let's do that. Let's bring back our MagicQ. Actually, I could leave up this. Let's bring back MagicQ. And let's reload the show. USB, December. It's the same name, so it doesn't matter. And then this is our new one now. Okay. It should work the same way. Yeah. So in QuickQ, I couldn't change this. In MagicQ, I'm able to come in here, go to options, go to fader options, and say fader controls LTP channels. Yes. And now I should have, still wants to do it, eh? Of course. Could be this also, fader deactivating the stack or releasing the stack. Well, I have to play with that one a little bit more and see why it's not doing what I wanted. It could be because of what I did in QuickQ. The rest of these are all going to be the same as they were in QuickQ. So, for example, this is my chase. It's going to open up as a chase. It was a chase in QuickQ also. If I change this here, if I take the timing and make it a Q, if I save this and record it, bring it back into MagicQ or bring it back into QuickQ, then it should honor my now Q stack. The other thing that I wanted to mention is it will also honor your tracking stuff. So if we come back in here into QuickQ again, I have an open fader here. Let's take, for example, our spots. I'll just take, to make it easy, we'll take just the 4 in the middle here. And we'll go into position, and we will, well, first off, let's make a new position. Okay, not a very fancy position, but I'm going to record that, and I want to call that back wall cross. Clear that out. So again, I'm just going to take these, we'll put them at 100%, we'll go to position, we'll go to our first, which is back wall cross, we'll go to a color, we'll just make them a color, we'll record that, clear it out on purpose. There's our look. Go back, grab those 4 fixtures. Now I don't want to change the color. I am just going to change the position to out up. We want to make sure that we give them intensity and record that as a second Q. Don't make it a chase. I'm going to make it into a Q stack on purpose, and we'll give it a 1 second fade. We'll give it even a 1 second fade out. Same down here. 1 second, 1 second. Set fade time. I'll even set a release time. Of 1 second. Okay, cool. Clear all that out. Now this should just work. There's Q1, there's Q2. Now, by default, I didn't put color into Q2. So you can tell it's tracking the yellow from Q1 into Q2. I didn't have to do anything in QuickQ. So in QuickQ, it just works for me. That's the nice thing. Okay, let's go ahead and save this. We'll back up to USB. I don't really need to save it internally, honestly. Save, same name. That's on Q4, so we'll open up MagicQ again. Reopen the show file. Load show, yeah, USB. Okay. Now this is the Q. Playback 4. It's already not a chase, which is good. It's tracking LTP values. And then there's Q1 and Q2. And my color in Q2 is the same, mainly because it's tracking LTP. I mean, if I took this out of here, it would probably not work. It shouldn't work. There's Q1. Ah, there's Q2. So it looks like it recorded. Let's take a look at it. UQ. So there is actually yellow in Q2. So it looks like it actually got, it actually did bring yellow into Q2. I thought I had cleared it out, but maybe that was a mistake on my part. I'm not 100% sure. And there. Now, because I took tracking out, it's not going to track it. If I put it back in, of course, it's gonna work as expected. But it did also honor the fade times and the release time that I had requested from it as well. Going the other way is really the same thing. The only difference there is, and I'm not sure, let's just make a change here just to show that we can edit something and it will still work. Spots, we'll make these blue in this queue. Record to merge. We could also take this fixture at full and put it in a position, and we'll take this fixture at full, put it into a position, and we'll change those colors. Record to, merge that in. Setup, we want to again back up to USB. I like to save the show every time I'm doing this anyway, because I want to save it internally, so I would just do that, or I would have a save show macro. Back up to USB. I can just return for the last used name. It tells me down here what the progress is. Show is saved to my USB stick. Again, I could go into my show folder here, and I could go to home, and where's my show stuff? Is in my desktop. And show. So I could take it from my USB stick now and drop it in here. That would be fine. But I could also just go reopen QuickQ, load show, go to my USB stick, December Training Tuesday, open, changes have been made, that's fine. So there's Q1. Oh, I'm not on Q. Stack 4. And there it is with my new changes. So I just opened it up from the USB stick. Again, action, files, load show. I went to my USB stick and found the show. I could have also put it into my show folder. Also, when you save a show in QuickQ, it oftentimes, if you have MagicQ on the same computer, it will share the show folder. So I could have gone to MagicQ here, and I can also, I should see, the name of the show is December Training Tuesday, right? So there it is, December Training Tuesday. If I had gone to my file manager, I should see December Training Tuesday here, show file. And it was last backed up 11:18, a couple minutes ago. Yeah, about a minute ago when I saved it last. Regardless, so that's about it. Back and forth, really pretty easy. I would suggest using a USB stick. I find that to be the easiest way to do it, rather than kind of having to drag and drop and open up show folders and things. So easiest way to do it is just use your USB stick. Other than that, you just have to be careful of some of the little nuances between the two consoles. You just have to remember that you're going to be able to go in and make changes in MagicQ that you cannot make in QuickQ. In QuickQ, you have to understand kind of the basic rules of the console itself. Things like I was showing you how you can include intensity or not include intensity. Sorry, let me do that again. To get your LTP faders and things like that. So this one has intensity, circle with intensity, and that's why it's snapping. And then this one without intensity. And then again, same thing. This was created in MagicQ. I would not be able to create a similar effect with a minus of intensity. in QuickQ. I would have to think of a different way to do it, or I would have to do it in MagicQ and then bring it over. I do not have my, I apologize, I do not have my window open that has questions and things like that, so I'm not exactly sure if there are currently any questions or not. So I apologize. No questions at the moment. Okay, cool. Luke just was updating me. Appreciate that from UK. If you have any other questions, feel free to just update this. I know this is more of a niche kind of topic. These QuickQ month that we did, kind of going off road for a little bit. But we always check these both on YouTube and on Facebook. So if you have any questions, feel free to just ask your questions after the fact, and we'll get back to you with any answers that we can. Appreciate your time, and I hope everybody has a great rest of their day, and we'll see you on the next Training Tuesday. I believe the next Training Tuesday will be from LDI. I believe that we're going to do it. Don't quote me on that. We might not be. I think we're going to try and do it, but we're going to all be, some of the UK and most of all the US contingent will be in Vegas for LDI next week. So I'm sure that we'll have some cool, exciting news for you from the LDI show floor, so pay attention to that. Otherwise, you might be seeing us. We'll speak to you all later, and have a great rest of your day, guys. Great.